And these people that claim or carry themselves without actually claiming to be an expert, a Bigfoot expert. I mean, come on, what the hell is a Bigfoot expert? There is no such thing as an expert when it comes to Bigfoot.
They know in an instant that you are in the woods. There is no hiding from them. There is no being quiet or sneaking up on them. As soon as you walk in the woods, you walk in their front door, thinking that you are going to surprise them. You're only kidding yourself.
We have got to get it out of our heads that anecdotal evidence is not evidence. The best way, in my opinion, that we have to learn about these creatures right now is by listening to and talking to those that have experienced them, those who have witnessed them and experienced them in their own environment.
We do what we do to try to bring awareness to this topic, to be an open door for somebody to walk through, to be able to share their story, a listening ear, a support pole for those who have had their own encounters with that which is not supposed to exist.
We've got to open our eyes, people. There is something out there. All of these thousands of people that have seen something, they're not all lying. They're not all crazy. There are some very reputable, good people out there that have seen something. What's up, everybody? It's a sad, sad day. Gonna be a sad show, unfortunately. Y'all, I'm sure you noticed that I am by myself. And there's a reason for that. Tiffany, y'all know all the struggle that she's been going through with her internet. She had them come out and do all this stuff and upgrade and all that crap. Well, we were on tonight and she just kept freezing and buffering and all that stuff. She rebooted it twice in like 30 minutes and it kept doing the exact same thing. Not to mention the guest that we had lined up for today canceled on us. So Tiffany and I were just going to hang out and talk BS about Bigfoot. And then that didn't happen. So it's just me. And I literally have no idea what we're going to do tonight. Anybody out there, I'm throwing it out there. I'm going to pay the bills to give everybody time to think and make arrangements. If there's anyone out there watching right now that would like to come on and hang out with me for about 45 minutes or so and just talk about Bigfoot. If you've had encounters, that would be great for you to share. If not, you just want to come on and hang out, we'll do that. But let me know. I'll be paying the bills. I'll get you an invite and we'll get you on. Again, guys, I'm very, very sorry about this. It's one of those things that's out of our hands. Can't help it. We can't do anything about technology and the struggles that she's having with her technology right now. And the fact that our guest told us today that they would come on and then literally like an hour before the show said they couldn't. So we're just going to hang out. Anybody that wants to come on, please let me know. If you have my number, text me or message me on Facebook. I will try to keep an eye on the chat to see if there's anybody. But if not, I don't know. We'll hang out for a few minutes anyway. All right. Let's get to this. If there's anybody new watching tonight, I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart. This has never happened. It literally, go back the 300 past episodes. This has never happened before. This is the first time. Hopefully it will be the only time. Tiffany has been amazing. Her equipment has always worked. I know I went through a spell, I guess about a year or so ago where I was having a difficulty with mine, but I've gotten it straightened out. But it happens. It does. But guys, don't base your opinion of the show off of tonight. Please don't. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button. All right. If you have had an encounter and would like to come on and share it with Miss Tiffany and myself, we would love to talk to you about that. All you have to do is shoot one of us an email to Wayne at paranormalworldproductions.com or Tiffany at paranormalworldproductions.com. All right. Well, I just got a text message from someone. So, y'all, bear with me while I get them an invite set, and I will leave that as a surprise as to who it is. Wait a minute. Tiffany,
Am I there?
you're here, but we'll see how long it lasts.
Oh my God, y'all. I was like panicking.
Are you good?
Am I good?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, you look great. It's a lot better than it
Oh,
was.
thanks, honey.
Whatever. You look, I mean, before when you came on, it would be like this at the beginning, and then you would freeze like you're fucking frozen right now.
I'm sad.
Yeah. See, that's what it keeps doing. I'm gonna go ahead and send this invite anyway. Talk, pay some bills. Well, never mind. She left.
I'm here.
Yeah, pay some bills.
Okay. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I promise if you want to come on with us, it's a hootin' and holler good time. Just reach out to us, Wayne at paranormalworldproductions.com, or me, Tiffany at paranormalworldproductions.com, and we will get you scheduled. Speaking of paranormalworldproductions.com, we would love to have you go over and check out the website. There's so many different shows there. Brian's new show's on there. And there's this really kick-ass podcast. What's it called? That Bigfoot podcast. Yes. And Wayne is
good.
one of the co-hosts. Yes, it's a very good show.
No, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can find that and so much more on paranormalworldproductions.com.
We're just going to switch roles, and I'm going to take this one. I don't know why anybody on Earth would have any questions tonight, but if you do, please put those in all caps so that we can see them and get to them quickly. Please.
I think their only question would be, did you guys like fall off the wagon, or did you miss your dose?
Miss our dose. I think that's it.
Of medication.
Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and take this next one too, because it's about animalresearch.org. That is the organization that I founded back in 2019. We have several members in several different states. And we get out, we do investigations in different areas. If you are having activity on your property that you believe could possibly be Bigfoot related, and you want someone to come and check that out, we would love to be the ones that you trust to do that. Also, if you would like to become a member of Animal Research and go out and do the investigations, and if you don't have experience, come to our outings and learn. We teach each other. That's what we do. We're trying to grow, multiple states. So, I mean, you don't have to be here in the South. We're trying to expand everywhere. If you're interested in that, please head to manimalresearch.org and pick up some merch while you're there. That would be really, really cool of you.
And as always, we have our membership. It's $1.99 a month, and it affords you so many great things. We are very social with our members. They are our family. So once you dish in that $1.99, it's just a very small amount, and it just goes to help us pay for things related to the show. So when you become a member of the show, you become a member of our personal family, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And it just gives you lots of different things that, if you can't, I get it.
Yep.
Times are hard and everything's expensive. But if you can, it's $1.99, and it just gives you so many, more extras.
Well, Tiffany, everything is expensive except a membership for the Bigfoot Report.
That's right, because it's only $1.99, 199 pennies.
That's it. Less than 200 pennies, you could join this family and be cool.
Yes. And y'all can come hang out with us in the Smokies.
There you go.
Yeah. Just all kinds
We'll
of
talk
cool
a little bit about that tonight because our impromptu guest is backstage.
Yep.
And he is going to be hanging out with us in the Smokies. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. But he is back there sipping on some bourbon as we speak. Maybe some Wild Turkey 101.
Maybe. I got Sprite.
Yeah, whatever.
We're not sponsored. Sponsor us, Sprite.
Please sponsor us, Sprite.
You almost made me spit.
You know the difference between like and love, don't you?
Yes, I've heard that. I don't know how many times my husband has played that damn video.
Spit and swallow.
Hey, I told Russell I was going to ask this like 3 shows ago. What has 5 toes, but it's not your foot?
What?
My foot. Hey, one more. Just one more. Humor me.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. What does sushi A say to sushi B?
I don't know.
Wasabi.
A B.
Okay.
Shut up.
I'm done.
While we were doing that, it occurred to me. It just hit me like a ton of freaking bricks. What I could have done for this show if it was just me.
What?
I got this awesome book of dad jokes, cryptid dad jokes.
Oh my God.
Could have done an hour of cryptid dad jokes by Mr. Mike Wolf.
Oh man, I'm here for it.
We might set that up. I might do that.
Do it.
That would be cool. All right, guys. I promise we're not this stupid all the time. We don't have a guest, so we're just laid back. We're not trying to hurry.
No, we're just having fun.
We have a guest backstage. I don't want him to feel bad about it, but we don't have like our scheduled guest canceled on us tonight. But anyway, lastly, if you notice at the bottom, the Cash App, the Venmo is open. You guys have been awesome about helping us out with that instead of the super stickers because YouTube takes quite the fee out of the super stickers, and it takes a month or sometimes more to get the money from YouTube. So the Venmo, the Cash App, we get that right away. If you guys can help us out that way, we would love it. We would appreciate it. If not, we love you anyway. And just keep being you, boo.
That's right. Be you, boo.
I'm not even going to ask you if you got anything else because our guest backstage isn't a guest. He's family.
Exactly. We can just be having this conversation.
Mr. T. Roy, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, family?
Hey, can you turn is that your phone or your tablet? What are you on tonight?
Both, but I'm on StreamYard on my phone. You want it sideways?
Yeah, turn it sideways. There you go.
There you go. Oh, Mooch, happy birthday, buddy.
Is today's Mooch's birthday?
He's 1.
Happy birthday, Mooch. Mooch, you're the man.
And did you fix his steak?
No, he's the dog.
Mooch, you're the dog.
He's
Troy, you're the
man.
Oh, man.
Guys, we have absolutely nothing to talk about tonight. So we're going to leave it up to y'all. Y'all got anything interesting going on? I know we've got the conference coming up in July that we are very, very excited about. Troy, you're coming to it. Tiffany's coming to it. Troy, what's on the menu for the conference? What are you going to cook for us, buddy?
I'm actually thinking, Wayne, of doing a lot of the same things I did last year. Probably going to smoke at least one brisket, depending on how many are coming, a couple of pork butts, some chicken for Miss Tiffany. Hadn't really planned sides. I need to get with Goonie and talk to him about some of that stuff. So we can get it kind of figured out. But I don't know, man. I'm working on a way to bring my trailer this time, so I can pack my smoker with me, along with picking up Bristol and possibly Stormy on my way from the airport.
Man, that would be awesome. Is Stormy going to come?
Bristol's supposed to be coming.
What about Stormy? Stormy's coming?
Stormy's supposed to be coming too. It's just a matter of whether I'm picking her up or if she's driving herself there.
Is she flying or?
If I pick her up, she'll be flying. If not,
I mean, where would she be flying into?
Sir?
Where would she be flying into? Knoxville?
Probably to Knoxville. Yeah, actually, you can pick both of them up. But
that's what I'm saying. We can get somebody to the airport to pick them up.
Oh yeah, we've already worked all that. I mean, it's not a big deal. Bristol and I have been working on it for a while now, and Chris, and Stormy, all of us have been talking about it, and we're gonna get them there one way or another.
Awesome. Yeah, again, man, that last year it was so much fun getting to hang out with all y'all. It was the second time I got to hang out with Troy, but it was the first time that I got to meet Tiffany in person, and it was awesome hanging out with her for a few days. And Zach and your daughter Carrie going to Dollywood and all that stuff. It was such a good time. Do what?
Getting flooded.
Yeah, that was an experience in itself. That was a once in a lifetime thing. I hope.
Yeah,
we got locked in Dollywood last year.
It's always an adventure.
Yeah.
Always. Carrie said, "Mom, we're not going to Dollywood, are we?" She said, "I just need to make sure my phone and my headphones are completely charged this time."
Yeah, but that was so much fun, and I thought we had an awesome cabin last year, but Chris and Goonie, God, I guess they booked a fucking mansion, didn't they?
Mansion, yep.
It's like 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms.
I think it's 7 bedrooms and 3 floors.
7 bedrooms.
I think that's what it said. Don't quote me. Miss Chris will correct me if I'm wrong.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Super exciting.
And what we've been talking about so far tonight, guys, is what Troy and Goonie are going to cook, because the night of the conference, the conference is on a Saturday. 6 bedrooms, Chris?
Yep. 6.
Okay. The night of the conference is a Saturday. So we're all going to go hang out at the conference and, chill there and everything. But we're going to go back to the cabin and have a big ass dinner. Who is that?
Mooch.
We're going to have a big dinner that Troy and Goonie Goo Goo are preparing. Last year it was barbecue. He says it's going to be much of the same this year, so maybe a big barbecue dinner. But our members, if you're in the area, if you're going to be coming to the conference, you can come and eat with us at the cabin. Hang out as long as you want to. There will be adult beverages served. Barbecue served, great conversation, people hanging out. If you're a member and you're going to be there, please come hang out with us. Get in touch with us for the information, and we would love to spend some time with you. We would.
Yes. Sincerely, because it's always so much fun to get to know you guys.
Yeah. That was the first time that I ever met Chris Blaylock in person. Gary wasn't with her last year, but Chris and her daughter came. That's the first time I got to meet Chris.
Yep.
And since then, she's become a member of Manimal Research. We've been camping since then. She is she started our website and all that stuff. She keeps up with it and everything. And I barely knew her before that last year. So I mean, that's just how it goes with this family.
Yeah,
it really is a family.
Yeah, it was fun to break bread with all of y'all. Her and Erica, her daughter, was there. And then I got to meet Brian and Danny. Danny,
Brian and Danny will be there at the cookout or the dinner as well, so you can meet them. If Danny's coming, I'm sure. I don't know.
I have it on good authority from someone who was at the Ocala Bigfoot Festival that Brian and Danny will both be in the Smokies.
Sweet. Yeah, because they were last year, but the year before, when Brian and I went, Danny didn't come. It was just Brian. All right, what's going on in the Bigfoot world that y'all want to talk about?
I saw somebody in the chat ask earlier if we're okay with paranormal-ish aspects of encounters. He said they've got big things there.
Paranormal-ish. So like the woo?
I guess that would be what they're asking.
What do you mean by we got big things there?
I don't know. It says I don't see the timeline y'all do, but if you scroll up about 10 comments, it was from Whitey Ray.
Okay, let Tiffany see if she can find that.
Hold on, y'all. I'm scrolling and reading.
Well, hurry.
What do you want me to do?
But as far as the woo goes, y'all know, any of you that have listened to me for the last few years, when I first got into this heavy in 2019, you couldn't convince me that this was any more than a flesh and blood biological creature, God created creature that we just haven't caught up with yet. But the more people I've talked to, I feel like there's something else there, especially since Brian and I released the episode over on that Bigfoot podcast of the telepathy tapes.
Yes.
Because, I mean, that's a mind F, you know?
Yes.
The people, I mean, if telepathy is a real thing with autistic people, why couldn't it be with a Bigfoot?
Right.
Hey, well, Troy, is that you with the stuff in the background going, buddy?
It could be, man. I'll mute the mic.
Yeah, when you're not talking, go ahead and mute it.
I talked to Teresa, our middle daughter, because she used to work with autistic children. And so I was like, so let me just ask your opinion on something. And she said that she could absolutely see, just from her experience in working with them on a day-to-day basis, how they could use that, because their brain interprets things differently because of that condition, ability, being autistic. So she has seen and worked with some children that are necessarily telepathic, but that have been able to do just crazy things, and they're super smart. And she said that one of her kids, they could tell you every single planet in the solar system. They could tell you like all about everything in space. They could tell you every single national monument. And she said that the things that we see as benign, as just like normal everyday things, we forget about it. They remember it and they store it. So when they're asked about it, they just spit it out. And Carrie has an autistic boy in her class who sits behind her in English. And she said, Mom, if you ask him a question about dinosaurs, he can tell you every single thing, like he's reading it from a book. But he's just telling you.
Yeah, and you notice I got Whitey Ray's comment here highlighted. Whitey, if you wouldn't mind coming on for an interview, buddy, I'd love to talk to you about some of the stuff that you have seen. Get a hold of me or Tiffany at the websites that we showed at the beginning, and we'll pop those up here in a minute if you want them. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that. But yeah, the telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you can believe. I don't know how I want to word this. I don't know how you can consider yourself open-minded and not listen to this podcast, the telepathy tapes, and come away from that thinking that this is a very, very real possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, did you ever get the chance to listen to that podcast?
No, I've not listened. I've actually had time, but I forget about it. Short-term memory loss. But
You
I
need
do.
to, man. It's so worth it. There's no way that these people are faking this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only nonverbal. It's only nonverbal people with autism. And they use these, I forget what they call it, these like keyboards or boards, or I forget what they call it, to communicate. They type out.
It's very similar, Wayne. My wife, because she had a stroke, uses it's called a communication device. It's basically like a iPad.
Yeah.
It is customizable to each individual person that allows them to talk about subjects that they're interested in, or to type out whole sentences. But I mean, like my wife, for instance, has got all of her different physical, occupational, and speech therapist in there, so that she can mention each one by name. It's got each
communication board
there.
This says communication board.
Yeah, but this is actually it's a. I'm trying to think. I think hers is made by telemetry, and like I said, it's basically just like an iPad, but it is completely customizable to each individual. That's what I really liked about it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy stuff.
I mean that whole podcast had such a profound. It has such a profound impact on me while I was listening to it, because a lot of people don't know this, but the granddaughter that y'all hear me talk about, Cece, she was diagnosed with autism around her second birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She's on the spectrum. I mean, she's nothing like the people that you hear on that. She is going to live a completely normal life. I had CC today with Scarlett. I had Scarlett all day, and sometimes when I have Scarlett, I'll let CC come over, and they have like a play day together. And today was one of those days. And the only thing with CC is she gets really, really overstimulated with noises. And like, because today, for example, they were playing in the backyard. I could look out my door, and as long as they're right there at the swing set, I can see them. I don't have to be out there with them. Everything's fine. So I told them, hey, stay at the swing set area so I can keep an eye on you, because I was doing something. Cece wouldn't. She ran to the other side, and I came outside, and I got frustrated. I lost my temper, and I hate that I did. But I said, Cece, come here. I told you to stay over here, baby. That's exactly what I said, baby. I call them both baby. Cece, come over here, baby, please. And she wouldn't. She just stood there like she was frozen. But come here. Come here. I'm telling you right now, I don't want you over there. Come here. Please come here. 5 or 6 times, she just stood there and would not move. I had to walk across the yard, get her by the hand, and walk her back over to where I wanted her. And then she was okay.
Yeah.
But by me doing that, it freaked Scarlett out. My daughter, who's not, who hasn't been diagnosed with anything, she's I don't want to say normal because they're both normal.
Yeah.
But, Scarlett doesn't have any issues.
Mm-hmm.
So it freaked Scarlett out because she thought I was mad at her, but I wasn't. So, I mean, it breaks my heart. If y'all have listened to that episode of that Bigfoot podcast, y'all hear me kind of break down and I start to cry, and I tell Brian, you need to talk for a minute. And that's why, because I started thinking of my granddaughter that whole time. But with these circumstances and instances, they're nonverbal. They've never really communicated. I mean, they can say things, but not intelligibly.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. They don't have the ability to communicate. So these kids are 17, 18 years old in high school, learning their fucking colors.
Yeah.
The alphabet. That's what they're teaching them. But when they're communicating through their boards and everything, they're fucking speaking Portuguese.
Yeah.
And Spanish and 5 or 6 different languages. They're the smartest people in the room. But you're teaching them their colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what was it that they go mentally to a place together called the Hill?
The Hill, yeah. What is up with that?
That's wild.
And every one of them talk about it. They can all talk about it.
Yeah. So who's to say?
Yeah.
Who's to say?
That's in this podcast that they talk about the Hill?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they talk a lot about the Hill.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, if everybody out there listening right now, if you haven't heard me say it before, the telepathy tapes, it is so worth it. I mean, once you start, you won't be able to stop until you're done with everything. And there's a season 2 coming out. There's some heartbreaking stuff. There's some tear-jerking stuff in there, but you can't explain it. There's no way to explain what these kids and young adults can do. I don't know what else to say about it. So you might be asking, if you're just tuning in, what the hell does that have to do? What autistic kids have to do with Bigfoot? We're talking about telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
And all these people throughout the years that we've talked to that said, they just talked to me in my head. I could just understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always just laughed at them, thought it was bullshit.
Well,
so if it's possible with these kids, if Bigfoot exists and everyone here thinks it does, why wouldn't it be possible for Bigfoot to do it? What were you saying, Troy?
I was going to say, Wayne, if you recall, quite some time back, I came on as a guest and told my experiences with seeing my grandfather the night that he died.
Yeah.
And with having a ghost mind speak to me. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was my wife's first father-in-law. He worked in the same exact building that I worked in for 23 years. But after he died there, his company closed down the business, and my owner started renting the building. And I experienced mind speak with a ghost. So if I can experience it with a ghost, why couldn't you experience it with Bigfoot?
Now go ahead, remind people, Troy, because we got time, and that's creepy as hell.
Her father-in-law's name was Joe, and things would happen around the shop for years. Like I said, I worked there 23 years, and I would say within a year of me starting work there, things started happening. You'd be working in the shop all by yourself. Literally nobody else in the building but me. All the doors are closed. There's no wind blowing, and something that had been standing and leaning up against the wall for the past year would just fall. You would be working on a machine, and you would start with stuff on one end, feeding wood into it, and it would put on a piece of edge banding. You'd pick it up at the other end, and it would come out ready. I can't tell you how many times that I've left the wood that was going to be fed into the machine 2 feet away from the feed in part. There's no way anything moved it. It didn't fall. And I was at the other end of the machine, and all of a sudden I hear a piece of wood start coming through. Well, shortly after all this kind of stuff happened, I was working there, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with bone conduction headphones.
Yeah.
They don't go in your ears,
Mm-hmm.
but you hear everything that comes out of them. That was kind of what this reminded me of. And all I heard was, "Tell her I told you so." And I would hear it repeatedly, "Tell her I told you so." And I finally got up the nerve to tell my wife, because, you're hearing a voice that there's nobody else there. People are going to kind of think you're crazy. That's my initial thought. So anyway, I finally worked up the nerve to tell my wife about it. And that was when I found out that her first father-in-law actually worked in this same exact building and died there. He had a heart attack and died. After I told my wife, I continued to hear it. It went on for another year or two. And it was only when I was in the shop completely by myself that I would hear it. But I would hear it 10 times in a row. "Tell her I told you so. Tell her I told you so." Like 10 times like that. So I finally worked up the nerve to tell my wife's first mother-in-law what I was hearing. And now, kind of a side note, she has since this time remarried since his death. And I told her, and she point blank said, "I think that was a message for your wife." Because Joe always told Vanita that one of these days her husband was going to do something crazy. What was odd to me was that, I'm sorry, my battery was getting low.
You go, bud.
What was odd to me was after I told Gail, I never heard it again.
Huh.
So
How crazy is that?
To me, the message was, "Tell Gail I told her so," because Joe used to tell her all the time, "Oh, when I die, you're going to find somebody else." And it was around the time that she got remarried that these things started happening.
What else do you need to hear, man?
I mean, it was, yeah. So that was my experience with Mind Speak. And like I say, if a ghost can do it, then why couldn't a Bigfoot? Why couldn't a human?
I think we just put them in boxes. We put ourselves in boxes. We limit ourselves to so much when we can really do so much more than what we think.
Yeah, if it's out of our comfort zone, we don't want to mess with it.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what we do with Bigfoot. I think
that was way out of my comfort zone. Yeah. So
I'm saying. But I think that's what we do. I think we build this narrative around them as to what they are supposed to be in our minds. And if it doesn't fit in the box with what we've built, then it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. It's all BS.
Now, Troy, I don't remember. Remind me, have you had any experiences or believed experiences with Sasquatch?
Wayne, unless it happened when I was really young and I don't really remember it, no.
Because you were a scoutmaster for how long?
8.5 years.
Yeah, I mean, you were constantly in the woods.
Well, but, but after I was a scoutmaster, I got into hunting and hunted for several years. Uh, my family spent a pretty good bit of time camping and fishing. We'd love to go to Kentucky Lake and fish for crappie up there, which oddly enough is right there by LBL.
Yeah.
And no, to the best of my knowledge, I've never had any experience like that.
It's because you're not enlightened.
I'm not enlightened. I'll drink some more wild turkey and see if that helps.
Bigfoot don't show themselves to you or me or Tiffany because we aren't good enough people. We're not enlightened enough. Our heart isn't pure enough for us to snap these goddamn pictures of the wood line
or the grass.
And make sure you got a red pen, y'all, when you do this. When you go outside and snap pictures of the wood line and grass, you got to have that red pen.
Mm-hmm.
Just start circling shit.
A shortcut to that, Wayne, is just draw a red circle on the lens of your camera.
There you go.
Then you can always have one ready.
Heck yeah.
That's a time saver right there. That's a life hack right there. Thank you, Troy.
Hashtag life hack.
Yeah. I've really been enjoying all the posts from Jay Charlotte
Amen.
on Facebook lately.
Yeah.
Because he has been tearing into these dumbasses.
Yeah.
And I do not care one bit to call them dumbasses. Maybe I should, but I don't. I mean, it's unintelligence, mental illness, or wanting to be accepted. And I believe that last one is the majority of it.
Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be accepted by the cool kids, no matter what they have to do. But that's where that grass comment came in from, because that's what he shared today. Somebody literally said that Sasquatch was communicating with them in the grass. Like, bro, I can't. Because you never know from one day to the next. I mean,
we honestly wonder why mainstream science will not take us serious.
It's just like this right here. Me too, Scott. Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
And we're the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
We get kicked out of groups for just politely asking people to explain what they're seeing. And why can't I see it?
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting called bullies.
Yeah.
We all know what group I'm talking about, and I left that group after that. And it kind of sucks because I don't get that daily laugh that I used to get when I would scroll through that group. But I don't know. All I did was ask a person, like, what makes you say that they can do this? You're speaking indefinites. Like, they can definitely do this. They do this. They don't do that. These do this. The others don't do that. The only way you could possibly know that is if you witnessed it or if they told you. So I just asked, how do you know? How do you know that they did that? And I got called a bully.
Because you asked a question to have a discussion.
No laughing faces. No LOLs.
No, because that's not allowed in there at all.
Oh, no. You can't do a laughing emoji. And you cannot put a LOL. You
cannot. I mean, you have to be stone faced. You can't show emotion in that one.
Somebody can talk about a fairy riding a Bigfoot that's on top of a dog man.
Now, Wayne, don't be joking about fairies. They'll come get you. I saw one in my living room the other night. I hadn't told you about that one either.
Oh, God, tell us,
please tell us about that.
I told everybody in chat, but y'all are so busy, y'all can't always catch up with chat. I was sitting in the living room the other night, as y'all recall, I had a house full. I had 7 people in the house, and my sister walked behind my couch and into it's a small, like an 8x8 hallway that goes to 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. And as she walked past a lamp there in the corner by my couch and a chair, I saw what appeared to be about a 1-inch circle fly up from the lamp about 2 feet out, and it looked like it had 4 wings. The top wings were going in a pattern like this. The bottom wings were going in a pattern. It was like making us almost figure eights with its wings. It flew about 2 feet and disappeared.
Well, Troy, I'm going to ask you what every single Bigfoot skeptic in the world will ask. Why didn't you take a picture?
I actually had my phone in my hand, but by the time it happened, it was over.
Oh, where? That's weird.
Well, that's like when we saw the bear at the cabin last year. We're like, oh shit, it's a bear. Nobody took a picture.
You know, I took some pictures, but they sucked.
Wayne and I
That's a
both
great point, Tiffany.
All we got was its butt.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And for those that don't remember that story, at the cabin last year at the Smoky Mountain Conference, we got up. Troy had this kick-ass breakfast because I requested gravy and biscuits.
Yes.
And he had gravy and biscuits and everything else, as you can imagine, ready for us. And then he was exhausted from cooking. He said, well, I'm going to step out on the backboard and smoke. That's my best Troy impression right there. Well, he stepped out there and said, bear, bear, bear. He came back in. He said bear like 3 times. Bear, bear, bear. And we all, no. We went out there, and I was able to get a few pictures of its butt running up the hill. And that's a perfect example of why people don't get a picture of Bigfoot.
Yeah, so that's why Troy didn't get a picture of the fairy, because it was there 1 minute and gone the next.
When I walked out the door, the bear was probably 20 feet from me on the other side of the parking area, and he looked at me and never even slowed down, just kept walking towards the trees. And I remember shutting the door and saying, there's a bear out there. There's a bear out there. And y'all said no, and I said yeah. Everybody come running and looked, and sure enough, I ain't got no reason to lie. There's a bear out there.
Or was that a Bigfoot? You know, because we as Bigfoot people cannot tell the difference.
I know. Well, it didn't come equipped with a red circle around its head either.
Yeah, that's true. No red circles. But yeah, guys, that's just some of the cool stuff you can experience if you come hang out with us this year at the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference.
So what do you think that was, Troy? Do you think, did you ever see it again that night?
Oh, the fairy? No, I just say it's a fairy because it flew about 2 feet, probably 8-10 inches over the back of my couch, about 2 feet from my lamp to 2 feet over the couch. So a total of probably 3.5 feet. And literally, it didn't drop. It just bloop and it was gone.
That's wild.
I have not seen it again. I've mentioned a lot of stuff in chat that y'all missed because I know y'all are busy doing a show and everything. But before I got Mooch, tell y'all this will be the last one I think I'll tell y'all tonight. Before I got Mooch, I used to, Alex, it was white, and the wings appeared to be clear. Before I got my dog Mooch, who now sleeps in my bed with me every night. He's a spoiled rotten Frenchie. My wife typically sleeps in the living room in a recliner, and it's her choice. But I don't like sleeping with a TV on. Background noise other than a fan lights drive me just nuts. So I always pretty much slept in my bed alone, and I always typically sleep on my left side, facing a wall, and I'm the only one in the room, and something tucks the covers in, like one hand by my butt and one hand by my shoulder blades.
Tucks the covers like under you?
You can literally feel the hands go under you, like somebody's tucking a cover, like somebody's tucking you in. I bet I've had it happen before I got Mooch, and was predominantly sleeping by myself. I bet I had it happen 20 different times.
Wow.
Now, how much Wild Turkey 101 had you had before each bedtime?
It doesn't matter. At that point, I'm going to sleep. My brain doesn't register anything other than sleep and somebody tucking me in.
That's creepy as hell, dude.
What I think it is, Wayne, I found out after we had bought the house that the excuse me, the former owner's wife died in the room in the exact same area that I sleep in every night.
Now, so she tucked you in.
Not the same bed, but I'm occupying the same space where she died, pretty much.
And so she just tucks you in.
Yeah, I honestly think that's what it was. Now, I told her a while back she had to leave, and then shortly after that, I got Mooch, and since he's been sleeping in the bed with me, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Troy, who is Annette Hensley?
That's my mom.
What's up, Troy's mom? I see you in the chat. You have an awesome, awesome son.
We love him.
I want to congratulate you on raising an amazing man. He is awesome. All the sacrifices he has made for his wife. I mean, I almost came to tears when not talking about it because that's just how much I respect Troy and what he did. Because not a lot of people would do that. You raised an amazing man, ma'am, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, we love T-Roy.
She beat my butt when I acted up. That's why I'm so amazing.
That's right.
So cool. I didn't know your mom watched. Cool. That's awesome.
This is actually her first show. I shared earlier a link to the show about Bigfoot tried to talk to me, and she was interested in it. And
I'm sorry to disappoint you, ma'am.
So, well, that just means she'll have to come back sometime to hear it.
That's right, and she got to see her boy on the screen. So,
surprise, Mom! You wasn't expecting that.
Yes, she did. Raising a great young man. She really did. Troy is, ma'am. Troy is one of my favorite people on this planet, and I'm not just saying that because he's on here tonight. I'd say it any other time. We've got to hang out a couple of times. We camped together at the LBL, and I knew right then that he was one of my people.
And I know Zach has said the same thing, that he's excited. You know, Troy had asked him if he wanted to teach him how to smoke meat. Zach's like, hell yeah. So he's looking forward to that.
Miss Hensley, whatever you go by, would thank you very much for raising an amazing man.
She said earlier in the chat, Wayne, it's Annette or Nana. Y'all choose.
Nana.
All right. Nana Hensley.
That's right. That's got a good ring to it.
All right, we're here at the hour, guys. Y'all got anything else? We were able to creep and crawl through this thing.
We have a roundtable coming up on the 19th.
Oh shit, we need to talk about that. Yeah, we might need to talk about that, Tiffany. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Everyone that isn't. Wait, well, let's just do it now.
Well, yeah, because I
forgot all about talking to you about this. Everyone that is involved in the roundtable should be watching tonight. I haven't seen Naoma tonight, but I'll contact her. I want to ask everyone, because it's set up for Saturday, would y'all mind doing it on Sunday? Moving it 24 hours.
Zach wouldn't be able to be there. He's got to work.
Shit, that's Easter.
Well, people die during Easter.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
that's
do.
God's day.
Well, they go hang out with God on God's day.
Because we got an opportunity, like a last minute opportunity to go camping.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go. Chris is going to go. And Goonie Goo Goo. So that's 3 people.
Well, we can always reschedule it. I mean, it's no thing to reschedule it. He hasn't put his schedule in for May. So, like, right now, all of his Saturdays are open. But I know that's a big old load of hooey. But we can always reschedule it.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to avoid, like, it would technically be rescheduling because the next night. But I was hoping we could just, like, push it 24 hours and everybody be okay with it.
Well, he said that he can do Sunday. He'll make it work. Let's see. Where are you at, honey? Oh, you're in the city. If he gets off on time, he gets off at 8.
Okay, yeah.
If he gets off on time. Yeah, so then he can come home and shower, and we can just do it, you know.
He'd have 2 hours.
Huh? Why are you yelling?
To get home.
Yeah, it doesn't take him that long to get home.
He can do Sunday.
He yelled at me.
Troy, can you do Sunday instead of Saturday?
Man, I don't have any restrictions in my life. I'm retired.
Okay. Alex, you're on here tonight. Can you do Sunday instead of Saturday? Ristel and Stormy.
I love Alex. I love you. God, that struck me so funny. I don't know. Dark. Alex,
but yeah, we'll talk to everybody that's not here. I haven't seen Stormy tonight. Where the hell is she at?
I don't. She may have to work late.
Where's Ristel?
He's in here. I just put him up on my screen.
I saw him, but I ain't. Oh, there he is. LOL, Tiff.
You're just kidding.
Oh, there he is. Okay, Ristel. Will Sunday be okay? Sunday works for Chris.
Mm-hmm. I think Sunday's going to work for everybody. We'll just have to get in.
I'll have to message Naoma because she's not here tonight. Slacker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, but yeah. So, I mean, the opportunity came up, and I don't want to pass it up because my oldest boy is going to be camping with us as well. Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So, we'll reschedule it for April 20th at 10.
April 20th is my other son's birthday.
That's so funny.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Anybody that's interested, I'll see y'all in the open bar Discord after show.
All righty. Troy, thank you much, buddy, for hanging out with us. We will let you go hang out with Mooch.
Yeah,
love y'all. Have a good night.
Love you, buddy. Have a good one. Bye. All right. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I wasn't expecting it to come out on a live show, but well.
That's okay. We can handle business on a live show.
That's right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for bearing with us tonight and hanging out and all that good stuff. I'm pretty sure this one will not make it to podcast.
You think so?
But I'm glad y'all hung out with us. What else you got, man, before we get out of here?
I was going to say I'm sorry for whatever in the heck happened to my internet.
It's working great now.
Yeah. I don't know. I just try not to breathe too hard and I don't know. But I'm glad I got to slide in here.
All right, guys. Again, thank you so much for everything that you do. All of the continued support. We love you. We thank you. And we will see you next time. Bye.